It's a dark and rainy evening on Monday, February 15th at approximately 8:11 p.m. Approximately the same time in the evening as summons 236-233 was issued on January 10th, 2010. I chose to make this recording at this time because the conditions are similar to the dark and rainy evening on January 10th when the citation was issued at approximately 7:20 p.m. As you enter Saltzman Road from Northwest 128th Terrace, there are no signs indicating this is a construction zone, although there are construction cones and so forth. And there are no signs indicating a particular speed limit. Proceeding down Saltzman Road, there are no street lights and any signage to indicate what the correct speed limit is are blocked by any shrubbery on the side of the road. Again, this is the same conditions that were experienced on January 10th. A dark and rainy Sunday evening with no construction workers present. A speed limit 25 sign does appear on the right-hand side of the road eventually, but it's offset from the highway much farther than it should be, approximately 15 feet. Versus the rest of the signage, which is much closer. I've chosen to take a left turn at Northwest Bower Woods. We're going to take a couple minutes and take a video from where it's recorded on the ticket that the officer was sitting. Again, we're legally stopped behind the stop sign. We're at the corner of Northwest Bower Woods and Saltzman Road, where the officer was sitting. From here, I'm going to proceed up Saltzman Road. You can tell from here that the officer's vision is largely obscured, and it's relatively confusing if you're driving as to where the construction zone actually ends. Let's go ahead and continue down Saltzman Road here to the area where the officer issued the ticket. Approximately 30 to 40 yards down the road, there's a sign indicating end road work, speed limit 40. I was traveling at approximately 40 miles an hour when I went past this sign, when I noticed the officer behind me. I proceeded down Saltzman Boulevard to the north. Turned right at Northwest Creekside Drive, with the officer's lights shining behind me. It was at this point where I stopped and the officer issued me a citation accusing me of driving approximately 45 miles an hour in a 25 mile an hour zone. It's obvious that the officer, first of all, couldn't see well if he was truly hidden on Northwest Bower Woods Drive as referenced on the ticket. And this was at the end of the 25 mile an hour zone when the speed limit was clearly marked 40 miles an hour. Later, on January 19th, I proceeded to the construction site and interviewed Greg Kinneman, the construction manager in charge of this particular highway construction activity. According to Greg, the Washington County Police are virtually never at this particular location during the day when there are workers to protect. He also joked with one of his Washington County peers who was there inspecting some of the work that when they're out here giving tickets, particularly when it's dark and rainy on a Sunday night and nobody's working, he'd like to get a cut of the proceeds. I'm concerned about potential misuse of public resources by the officer who issued me this ticket on January 10th. Why do they prefer to hide in the bushes at the end of a construction zone on a Sunday night when nobody's working versus being physically present when there are workers to protect during the day? What are the revenue implications of that? I've also had a similar situation occur where I recently had a car stolen from in front of the security camera at the Sunset Light Rail Station. I contacted the local authorities, who politely refused to actually watch the security tape and help me catch the felon who stole the car and all the contents. According to local law enforcement, they didn't have time to watch a security tape. It's interesting here. They have time to sit at the end of a 25 mile an hour zone when there are no construction workers to protect and issue citations on a Sunday night when it's raining. But they don't have time to watch a video to catch a felon from in front of the security camera at the Sunset Light Rail Station. Again, I'm concerned about the revenue implications of all this. In any case, this is a video to show the situation under as close conditions as possible I experienced on January 10th, when I was surprised to see an officer behind me on a Sunday night in a 40 mile an hour speed zone accusing me of speeding. Hopefully this can be rectified and there's fair and justice within our system. Thank you very much.